224-5422.
All County Healthcare, Inc. is locally owned and operated, serving the Tri-County area, Palm Beach, Dade, and Broward counties for the last 25 years. The practice of medicine is changing dramatically. All County Healthcare, Inc. still does it the old-fashioned way, where our nurses and healthcare professionals come into your home to service your medical needs, providing you the fastest and best care possible. For more information, call 954-717-7027. And remember, Medicare Home Care is covered by Part A of Medicare with no out-of-pocket cost to you. It's your decision, and only your decision, on what healthcare agency you use. Call today. All County Home Health Care, Inc. at 954-717-7027. License 200999096.
Welcome to the Soflo Business Corner. My name is Tom Hibbert. I want to welcome all business owners to come onto the show and share and grow their business. So let's get on with the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of the Soflo Business Corner. Guys, we have had a fantastic month so far this month. We have a lot of stuff going on. We had last week we had the Boynton Beach kickoff, where we have that free networking event for business owners to connect, network, grow their business, build themselves up, and really just add to the community that we're trying to build, trying to grow off of. And I'm real excited about that. If you guys want to join in today, our phone number is 1-888-565-1470. Today we have a fantastic guest from Purpose and Power, and his name is Vince Bolito. How you doing, Vince?
I am blessed. Tommy, thank you for the really last minute coming here. And wow, what an intro.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that. Love it, man.
Yeah, no, I've had a little bit of practice doing this a little while now.
That's awesome. Yeah, really thank you for the invitation. Really appreciate it. Love what you're up to. And I'm looking forward to communicate. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, let's just jump into it.
Okay, cool.
Let's explain what Purpose and Power is.
Yeah, so Purpose and Power is a coaching, training, and development company. Our primary focus right now is on a program called Accelerate Your Launch. We're really dedicated to serving coaches, teachers, healers, consultants, health practitioners, and workshop and retreat leaders in growing and building their businesses. I chose this niche primarily because they're heart-centered entrepreneurs. They care about people. They're committed to serving not only individuals but also the world. And I figure if I'm going to put my energy in and the skill sets that I have and empower individuals, let me empower people who really care to make a difference. I'm committed to leaving a legacy that is significant before I check out. So
one of the things that we talk about in general regularly on the show is whenever you're in business, you have to have, one, a passion for it, and two, be giving back. You always have to be giving something out to really receive the benefits of what's around there. And what you're talking
Absolutely.
about, the giving people empowerment and stuff like that. I want to remind our listeners, if you guys want to speak with Vince, start asking him some questions. I wanted him to tell a little bit about what he does. You can give us a call, 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470. And let's dive into the coaching part first.
Sure.
What kind of coaching do you do? How does it work? Let's figure that out.
Great question. So, the coaching industry is, starting to get saturated, and it's sometimes difficult to distinguish what's being done and what's really good coaching versus not good coaching. So there's two dimensions of my coaching, but I fuse them together. So there's the life coaching, and then there's the business coaching. That's very general. I consider myself a superhuman engineer because I'm really committed to helping individuals understand how they function. How is it that thought and emotion and action work to produce the results that we have? And then how is it that we create meaning? And how does the meaning that we make up about our lives, our reality, our experience, impact our behaviors and impact our performance? So one of the things I discovered is that no amount of strategy or technology, tools, even having good support from people around you will make the difference if you personally do not have the freedom to express and act. And so that is really all in the domain of human programming and human subconscious motivators.
Well, I want to dive into that.
Yeah.
So explain what you're talking about, having the freedom to express themselves, freedom to act.
Sure. Let me give an example. Just take when we're all like young guys, and we see a pretty girl, and it's like we have various thoughts and various emotions arising within us. And you look at a guy who's maybe like this cool guy who just like has no problem, walks right up to the girl and is like, hey, what's up? You want to go out on a date? And she's like, sure, no problem. But then you're in your head, you're like, oh my God, what if I say this? And what if she rejects me? And da-da-da. And so your performance is significantly, in fact, entirely controlled by how the situation appears to you internally. And so you will or will not perform based on the thought and emotion programming that's running internally. And so what I'm really, fundamentally, what I do work in and with all my clients is deal with that area first and foremost. So I have 5 domains of business that I'm continually and always improving, right, and helping my clients improve, and that is leadership first. That's the primary. The source, the center, the cause is you. You are running the business and your team, and you got to be powerful. You got to be clear. You got to be free to take action. The next domains are knowing your customer, right? And then products and services got to be clear, and you got to really know what kind of products and services. But those have to be built around who your ideal customer is, not just any customer, right? And then we go into marketing, right? So now we want to communicate the products and services and get sales. But the last part of it is masterminds and mentorship, and that's often neglected. The whole movement of solopreneurship right now is like this big thing. I'm going to be this individual, and I've tried it. I've done it. I did well. I did successful. I mean, I was able to earn over $11,000 a month with my Awaken the Teacher Within program on my own, but it was too small for me. It wasn't the money that I was concerned. That's great money, for anybody in this day. But
when you're a solo entrepreneur, your business is running you.
Totally. I experienced that.
I mean, there's a couple things I want to touch on that you said just a second ago, but absolutely. I want to really dive this home. One of the biggest things that I've learned recently is that I can't put myself solely in my business 100%. As far as doing everything. Obviously, my time, my effort, my thoughts are going into my business.
Right.
But I can't be the salesperson, the customer service person, the marketing person, and anything else that comes up. I can't be that person. I can't be the guy that covers everything.
Right.
Because I'm just one person. And one of the things that I'm sure that you talk about is teaching people how to delegate. When you talk about leadership, delegation is one of the biggest parts of leadership.
Right. Creating teams and teamwork, really. Like, how does that happen? Who do you get to be so that you do create teams and teamwork? It was very difficult for me to stop being a solo entrepreneur, even though I knew, like, my vision was too big. And most of us have a big vision. And most of us, we dream about these big, lofty things impacting, thousands or millions of people. We're in this because we care. But by ourselves, it's really not possible. So it's about like learning to let go. I've struggled to let go. I do things well. I'm a strong disciplinarian. I have martial arts background. I'm just like, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it better than anybody. Very competitive, right? So to go from that to creating teams, and even just having a business partner who's here, with us in the amazing supportive being, Nathan, thank you. And it just beginning to give over some of that to someone else was like, a few years ago, was like, oh my God, it was so difficult because of how I created myself. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. But in reality, it's just become such a blessing.
How did you get over it, though? Like, I understand
just
you're talking about
going right
the benefit of it.
Taking it on and dealing with all the crap that comes up. Because to be honest, a lot of crap came up. There's a lot of resistance in me. What I'm really practicing now that's really been helping me and people around me fast is just getting off the pretending. Like, what am I pretending about it? It's like there's all these assumptions about how things are. Like, things are that they are this way. And, like, we just operate like, oh, I can't give this up. But it's just like, you know what? I'm pretending that I can't share the responsibility. I'm pretending I can't allow someone to support me. I'm pretending I can't, just getting off the pretending by owning it. It's like it frees my mind up. And, over the years, I've had to do that in various ways. But I didn't distinguish that that's what I was doing so clearly. Now I know, and I'm able to share this with others, and I coach others into this. It's amazing. But that's really what had to happen.
What made you come to that realization, though? Like, what sparked?
Yeah, well, when I was operating individually, and I was making great money, I started to feel the strain of, like, just being this guy working behind a computer, coaching my clients one-to-one, and thinking, like, oh my God, I'm helping like 12 people every 4 months. It was just not, it wasn't enough for me. So there was a pain there because my vision was so much bigger. That started it. And then it became just dealing with the conflict that arises, the fear of letting go, and like that doesn't show up until you take on a partner, until I took on a partner.
Until you jump into it.
Exactly. And just being willing to get messy. I mean, that's really what's there. Because it ain't pretty sometimes, you know?
One of the things that I've noticed or I've seen in my, because this is where you are, you're probably years where I am right now as far as your delegation and your leadership and stuff like that. I'm starting to get out of that solar entrepreneur mindset. That's why I can speak so strongly about it.
You get it.
Yeah, because my business, like right now, I'm still kind of stuck in it because I don't have the team. I'm starting to build one. I have a Michelle. She runs a lot of my sales, and I've always grown up in sales. So to be able to pass that off wasn't something that is very easy. In fact, I still am talking to her a lot, probably a lot more than I should. But it's a slow process because now I'm starting to see, actually, as I loosen up a little bit, I noticed she got more productive.
Wow. Yeah.
And,
definitely.
And as that continues, as that builds, I mean, like I said, I mean, she's only been working with me now for about 3 weeks. So the first couple weeks, it was very, very slow, and it wasn't so much her fault. I was trying to micromanage every little piece and every little thing.
Totally understand that.
And then she comes to me, she says, "Listen, just let me do what I do." And then I step back and I let her run, and it's been fantastic since.
Totally.
And like I said, very short period of time.
Being totally vulnerable with you, like I've been the biggest bottleneck in the business. You know, it's because I have my hands in my head and my heart and everything. And I'm like, you know, I've seen, you know, how I've prevented everyone around me from really stepping in. And there was times like my business partner and I went on a trip for a weekend, and like while I was gone, the rest of our team like stepped in and they were doing their thing. And it was like, I need to be absent more, you know. And it was just really, it was a little bit of a revelation. I was like, wow, man, like, okay, they can do it. And it's like, there's just this subconscious, I mean, listen, I deal with this for 20 years. I've been working with the subconscious domain, clearing myself and helping to clear others, right? And even still, within the last few years, there's just so many discoveries of like, wow, I'm pretending that no one's going to do it as well as me. I'm pretending that if I let it go, it's all going to fall apart. And it's like, these are the programs that I'm still picking up. And it's just, it's a nonstop clearing. I think that's the most important part of running anything in life.
Is it that you're pretending, or is it that you're just letting your fears run you?
That's a good question. So if we really analyze what it means when you say, am I letting my fears run me? Well, yeah, well, it's a pretending, right? I'm pretending that my fears are real. See, in the wording, I'm pretending, it's the first time we get authentic about the fact that we're making it up. Because the fear exists as if it's so. The black cat is bad luck. For someone who believes that, it's a real problem, right? I mean, they see a black cat, it's like their whole day could be wrecked. For me, it's like, it's a cute kitty. It's like, come here, you know, I don't have anything about it. But we have all these, you know, superstitions that, you know, prevent us from really being ourselves. And so when we start to access it through acknowledging that we're pretending that this is, you know, this is the truth, it gives us a lifting above that. Like we go beyond what we've been pretending. And it's really great in relationship, by the way. I've been doing this with my beautiful woman, who is a great space for having these conversations. And I have to tell you, in relationship, you know, she got upset about something. She was pretending something, right? But instead of dealing with her, which is what I normally would do in relationship and create a hot mess when you try to fix her, you know what I mean? They don't like that, right? So I've learned through a lot of mistakes. And like this time around, I was like, you know what? I'm pretending that I can't make a difference with you. I'm pretending that your frustration and anger is going to cause a problem for me that I can't do anything about. I'm pretending, and I just started acknowledging what I'm pretending. Like, I just started getting real about what's inside of my soul. And she was just like, whoa. She started doing it. And it just like, and she started clearing her own stuff and being like, wow, I'm pretending that you don't really love me and that, you know, you're going to not be there for me, that I'm pretending I'm not worth it. And like these things start to show up, and it's like, you know, and we're talking about, you know, not boasting or bragging, but we're too conscious, like, people who've been on this path of like spiritual development and you know looking at ourselves for years, and this is the kind of stuff we're having. And this is like last week, I think our conversation is like that. So
wow,
you know, I'm just it's something to consider, and I want to leave everybody with that, because this is a simple tool. It can change every area of your life. I don't care what you're looking at, what area.
No, it's when I see it every day. I speak to probably a couple hundred different business owners a month.
Wow.
And
great.
And when you see that, you start seeing patterns in people. You see the ones that are really successful. You see the ones that are struggling. And then you can, by the amount of people that I see, you can kind of see where people fall. And this is kind of how what I ended up doing is I ended up taking the spectrum of everybody that I've seen, the best and the worst. And I wanted to place myself of where I was actually at on that spectrum. And when I realized I was a lot more towards the worst, not in product, not in quality, but in personal side, and the personal side
like
of
your performance, basically.
Performance, but also the fact that I've been doing this for a year and a half, and I didn't have one employee. I've been doing this for a year and a half, and I didn't have
scalability, teamwork, and
exactly there, and I didn't have a plan to scale.
Glad you're bringing this up, because this is exactly what we help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our clients, again, coaches, teachers, healers, consultants, workshop and retreat leaders. You know, often it's an inspired thing. Like, I'm inspired to create this thing, and they just wing it. You know, and they do okay usually. I mean, some of these people are earning even. You know, some of my clients are doing 10 to 15,000, or have done 10 to 15,000 a month. You know, with their products or services, whatever. But when I take a look, you know, we go beyond the personal, and then we just look at, okay, what's your strategy? Where do you want to be in a year to 3 years? Like, a lot of that hasn't been thought through. So that's a big part of the work that we do, is we take our clients and we help them really get clear. And it's like, it's not just about creating a business. What we've really shifted into now with our new program, Invincible is really going to be our flagship. That's like our ultimate mastermind. It's a year-long program. We're about to release that. It's going to be beautiful. It's amazing. We're focused on lifestyle. And we're talking about producing a profit-producing lifestyle, right? So we're fusing this idea, because most of these people who are entrepreneurs that we're dealing with, you know, business, they don't want a 9 to 5. You know, the reason they're in business for themselves is because they want to experience. Like, I've been living on the beach for 8 years now, I think, and working from home pretty much. I think Nathan and I had an office in Fort Lauderdale for about 6 or 7 months, because my apartment in Boca on the beach was being worked on, and the noise was just crazy. We couldn't do anything from there, so it was like we had to get somewhere. So, you know, living that lifestyle is what we really want. And so that's the lifestyle we've been living, and we realize that's what people want to create. So now we're focusing more on what is the lifestyle that you want to create for yourself, and then how does your business fit into that? You know, your skills, your abilities, you know, and your passions, and the difference you want to make in the world, and the results you can produce for your clientele or your audience, or whatever it is that you're, you know, whoever it is you're reaching. So, you know, it's really, that's our fundamental approach right now. And we're taking people through some very systematic coaching processes and tools. And we have a lot of empowerment and self-clearing and leadership training and team building exercises and practices. And, you know, we have a whole community that we're forming to bring people together to not do this on their own. Because the growth is exponential when you're not by yourself. When you have mirrors, basically other people to reflect and look at what you're up to and what might be missing, it changes everything.
Well, it's also a very raw side to be able to put yourself out in front of those people.
Yes.
Because you know you're going to get that honest answer back.
Yes.
And to sit there and listen. And most people can't be honest with themselves.
Yeah.
Most people can't look at themselves and say, well, they always look at the greener side of what they do, but they never look at the negatives.
Right. You know, here's an example. This Sunday I had just a free gathering at my home. 14 people showed up. And I was delivering this new process, this new practice. And before we even got started, one of the women, she started crying, and she just started sharing and dumping all these things she's been holding on to about her husband, her child, you know, for years. And she's like, I don't know why this is coming up. And she's like, I just feel so safe. And I just feel like I can talk that, you know, it's the context that we create. It's literally a safe space and an environment for the truth to be told, where people can really get honest and real and not feel like they're bad and wrong about it. And honestly, that's really the most important thing. I mean, it's not about strategy. You can do, I think I've read, and I've been told by multiple people now, that the statistic on online course completion is about only 3% of the people who buy online courses complete them. And I forget what the percentage is of how far they even get through. It's very, very low. And because most people don't have the habits, the routines, the wherewithal, they get distracted easily. Trying to do these things on our own is very costly. And so, you know, I was doing the one-to-one work and making a difference for my clients, but I saw like I can make a much bigger difference by forming a community, by forming teams, having accountability, not just from me, but actually if I connect you with another, one of my clients that's in the same program, and you two have weekly touch-base calls through structured formats, right? It's not just like, hey, what's up, what's going on? It's like, no, you're really looking at where you're at in your life or where you're at in your business. So we started accelerating this process, and now we have the program Accelerate Your Launch, which
Well,
is really
why don't you explain your programs a little bit more in detail?
Yeah, thanks for that, man. So accelerateyourlaunch.com is the website you can check out and get more information there. But I'll basically say that right now we've broken it up into a 2-day training. That's our first part. It's a low barrier entry. You can start by getting our 6 steps of coaching. We have 5 phases that we take people through. All of our clients go through 5 phases. The first phase is phase 0, which is leadership. And that's where we deal with the individual. It's you, the individual, the center, source, and cause of the business. Phase 1 is basically planning. All right. So we really look at what that is, and we have a very good scientific approach and logical approach to planning that for just that alone, it just changes people's lives. Like they're just like, oh my God, I never thought through my business this way. And most of them are missing structure. When we get them, they're just like, they got ideas, but they don't know how to ground those ideas out into a logical, linear unfolding into the future that they really desire. So we create that for them, and it's just like, boom, everything changes. Then we move into designing, which is where we start to deal with the customers, the ideal customer they want to serve, and we design their titles and headlines and their magnetic marketing messages, and we go full into communications, built around an ideal customer and the psycho-emotional profile. Phase 3 is launching. Now that we've done this, we do very thorough groundwork, and then we launch from there. Most people are trying to launch without doing those first few phases, and some of them succeed somewhat, but then they get frazzled. The last phase is growing. Now it's time to grow your business. You've launched, you've got some data, you've got some experience, you've got some sales. You know what's working, what's maybe not working. Okay, now how do we tighten up your systems or create synergized systems, we call it, and create scalability, branding, and all that other stuff that's necessary only at that point.
Let me go using that linear side, right?
Yeah.
Going back to my experiences and then stuff that I've realized just in the last couple of months, really, is I was getting to that frazzled part. Where business owners, the leadership, the next step. Remind me, your next step.
The planning phase.
The planning. That's, I couldn't say the word. I never planned to be able to have the success that we ever had. And I never planned to have an event that has hundreds of people come out. I've never had a plan where literally I get messages on different people. Oh, hey, who do you know for this? Who do you know for that? How can I help you? Can you help me with this? I never planned for that. I never thought that, one, it was even possible when I first started that very second out. And when I got to the side where all of a sudden now I was frazzled, now things started moving a lot faster. And then you I had to actually personally stop, go back to the beginning of that little side. Yeah. And I've never taken your program before, but
right.
I've had to go back to the planning stage and figure out where I was going from here and where the actual potential of everything we do is.
Yes.
Because, and not only that, but your business changes almost every day. I mean, there's different things. Somebody walks into your door, somebody calls your phone that you, never expected in your life. And then all of a sudden, you're moving on in a different direction with different things. And then, but you have to go back to the planning stages of that. You need to go to the realization of what's going on, where you're going, what you want to do, the actual maximum potential of what you have.
Totally. I mean, imagine trying to build a home. I've been in construction. I mean, that was something I did 20 years ago, and full home building is amazing. And then got into fine carpentry, trade show display design, and building. So, like, I got that whole logical side. I'm an artist also by nature. Okay. I can create anything. Music production. I love to write raps and techno DJ. I mean, I'm all left brain, right brain. And, I just imagine trying to build a home or a skyscraper without a blueprint. And it's, sure, you can take all the materials and you can put a bunch of contractors and laborers together and say, here, make something happen. And something will happen. And it may be even functional. But will it be optimal? Will it be pristine and ideal? Will it be something like, the tower in Dubai that's like, practically a mile high and you know what I mean? Like something like that just doesn't come together. And everyone that I speak with typically has a vision that's like that epic. I mean, they're not small-minded people that I work with, but they have no structure for fulfilling on these big dreams. So that's a huge part of it. I mean, and that's only a part of it, but it's a big, big part. And it does change. And if you don't start the habit, I mean, listen, being in business and being successful and being anything is habits and conditioning.
Absolutely.
Sports, martial arts, school. It's like you just do things over and over, repetition until it becomes riding a bike. You know what I mean? It's in you, and then you're good to go.
No, it's absolutely fantastic. And then let's. We only have a few minutes left,
noticed,
so
yes.
why don't you go ahead and explain whatever you want to tell the audience, whatever you want to give out
Thank
there.
you. I will do that. And before I do that, I also want to plug your event coming up Thursday, because that's coming up quick.
Yes.
And I just learned about that, and I think it's a great opportunity this Thursday.
This Thursday we have the Soflo Connect and Networking Expo, and we have this community that we are building. I am so appreciative to be able to be a part of it, to be able to really conduct and get everybody together on the right platform. One of the biggest things with the Soflo is Soflo Connect and everything else. It's about having the right mindset when networking. It's about understanding that this is not just, you're not there to sell a product. You're there to build a relationship, grow. And that's what we want you guys to do. We want you guys to come out we're at the Holiday Inn, 1301 Belvedere Road. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it is just designed to help each other start a conversation and really get to know somebody outside of there. Get to set up an appointment for coffee, something like that. So I appreciate you for mentioning that.
Yeah, and I when I heard about it, I was like, we got to talk about that, because people that are watching from my channel or anything like that would definitely find that interesting. It's a great opportunity to connect. I know you're going to bring a good group of people together, and really, like I said, it's about teams and teamwork, and networking is that. And when it's done correctly, the way you guys set it up, then it makes a difference. You're not just showing up and you don't know how to talk to anybody or connect with anybody. Like, there's a structure, there's support, and like you really can get into conversation with who knows what kind of partnerships. So so to share a little bit about what we're doing, again, a little bit more, accelerateyourlaunch.com is the place to really get all the details, because I can't get into that now. But our 2-day event is we take them through our basic coaching structure. It's phase 0, phase 1, and phase 2, which has 6 steps in phase 1 and phase 2. We do the strategic planning and all that good stuff, and then we get into the customers and product design. And the 3-day event is a rebranding, marketing, business growth experience, where we're doing business cards, photo shoot, 3 days of photo shooting.
Oh, wow.
5 different poses, 3 different outfits. We're creating brochures, business cards, all kinds of good stuff. I mean, we've got a social media graphic created. We build a sales funnel. It's a lot of development work. That's usually not given. It's not just coaching. And on the 15th, we have a free event coming up on Saturday that we'd like to promote.
And how can people get a hold of you? How can people find that real quick?
Yep.
Is that Accelerate Launch?
AccelerateYourLaunch.com. That's ACC, accelerate, not accelerate with an E. So AccelerateYourLaunch.com. And you can also book a call with me if anything I'm sharing has connected with you and you'd like to be in discovery and create a breakthrough. I do that for free. And perhaps there's partnership opportunity.
We're gonna post his phone number so you can give him a call on our Facebook page, facebook.com/SofloMixer, SOFLOMIXER. Guys, we're gonna be back here again next week. We'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks, Tommy.
My name's Tom Hibbert. I want to thank you for joining the show today. Make sure to join us next week, where we're going to help you share and grow your business.